Well, my friends, here we are. It's been a minute for some Destiny 2. I don't know how this is going to play out, but welcome back to another reaction here on the channel. We got 4 minutes and counting until the reveal of event of Destiny 2, The Edge of Fate. We know it has something to do with the 9, but I don't know what. The logos are the the Trials of the 9 stuff. So, reveal event. What do we hope to see? I hope to see something that's gonna like win me back. I mean, Destiny's been okay lately. I haven't played it a lot since Heresy Act 1. Just mostly because I've been busy with other games, other stuff. I've been hammering a ton of content out over on my Nintendo channel. JSkeleton's Nintendo World, links in the description below. If you're into Nintendo, Nintendo Switch 2 is coming around the corner. It's just about a month at the time of recording this, streaming this, whatever. Plan to do a lot of Nintendo stuff over there. But I also wanted to show you guys some love here too, man. I'm not forgetting about you guys on this channel. All right, and this is for the everything non-Nintendo gaming stuff. And we talked recently yesterday about Gears of War coming to PS5 and other consoles and stuff like that as well. Maybe it's coming to Switch 2 eventually. I don't know. Destiny 2, you know, could we see Destiny 2 on the Switch? I think so. On the Switch 2, I think so. But we're not here to talk about necessarily Nintendo. We're here to talk about the future of Destiny 2, The Edge of Fate. I'm really hoping it's going to be good, man. Because they said no more expansions, no more big expansions. So I don't know, okay? I don't know. But if you do enjoy this kind of content, consider leaving a like. Really helps the channel. Lets YouTube know that, hey, you guys enjoy it. And it'll actually, YouTube will share with more people. If you hate it, dislike it, I guess. You know, it's fine. That's fine as well. You don't have to like. You don't have to like me, okay? No, sorry. I'm a little dramatic, I guess, this morning. But, yeah. We got 2 minutes of counting. Excuse me. Like I said, I'm hoping. Listen, because like Bungie was like, hey, we're gonna do episodes from now on, and then they're like, psych, we're gonna change it again. After the 3rd episode, we're just done. So now I'm just like, all right, well, what is gonna be the Edge of Fate? What is it gonna be? Salvation's Edge? 24/7? Edge Transit? Any other edge in the game? Edge of whatever. The perks, the weapons, the weapons. If at any point the game, it's, you know, the stream, not my stream, that stream, the Destiny event volume, if that's too low, please let me know so I can increase it. I can hear what I hear. I can't hear what you guys hear. That's the problem. I can see what you guys hear with like these volume meters, but that's not always give me the best representation. Sometimes, you know, I needed to bump up a little bit or something, you know. So just don't be afraid. Just be like, hey, I mean, if you're lurking, that's fine as well. Just be like, hey, it's all good. You know what I mean? It's all good. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages. This is Destiny 2, The Edge of Fate. I thought it was going to be dramatic, and it was going to be like, it was going to start. Let's try this again. This, my friends, is Destiny 2, The Edge of Fate. Nothing. Okay. I see how it is. Shall I try it? Shall I try it one more time? See, listen, guys, I know I haven't streamed a lot. I just stream like events lately. Part of that just because I don't know if anyone cares to see my big ugly mug, you know, on these live streams. I'm just like, all right, I'll just do some video content. All right, here we go. Destiny 2, the Age of Fate. The Age of Fate. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Blood, language, and violence, guys. Click off.
What follows light and shadow is silence.
Okay, let me turn this up.
That silence breaks I am summoning you as a new age begins.
Okay. Unfortunately.
Every sapient life turn to each other. They remember how to look
Turn it up more.
to the stars. They remember curiosity. They remember how to thrive.
Okay.
But they have forgotten. They forgot we were here long before the Traveler.
Okay.
They forgot that they need us.
Is that so?
But they are fated to remember.
It's so creepy.
I will remind them.
You're.
I'm sure you will. But not through me.
Whoa.
Find someone else.
Oh. Oh. What?
My will is my own.
If you say so. Destiny 2. The Edge of Fate. I'm so confused what's going on here. I guess we're going to hear.
All right, everyone, hello and welcome.
We'll see.
Here to Bungie
We'll
HQ
see if it's
in
good or
Philadelphia,
not.
Washington. We have got an amazing stream lined up for you to tell you a little bit about the Edge of Fate and the future of Destiny 2 as well. My name's Andy. I work on the social media team here, but no need to worry. As always, I am joined by some of my amazing colleagues here at Bungie to share some of the finer details of the stuff that we're going to be getting into today. So how about we go ahead and get into it so we can show you what we got. Starting first with this gentleman on my right and to your left is someone that you've probably seen if you've tuned into our streams before or Vidocs, the one and only Mr. Robbie Stevens, Assistant Game Director here at Bungie. How you doing?
I'm doing great, Andy. It's always a pleasure to spend a day with you.
Yeah, it's been a nice time, honestly, hasn't it?
Yeah,
well,
always.
To that end as well, for anyone that doesn't get to hang out as much as we do, can you tell everyone at home a little bit about yourself and what you do here?
Yeah, sure. So
So many, like,
I'm
old
one of the
faces are just
creative
not there
and
anymore,
Game directors for
which
the
kinda
game. So that
sucks.
means, like, I'm a vision holder, and I work across the entire Destiny team with people like Allison and Dylan on the couch here to chart a new course for Destiny and a new future for the game. And just incredibly excited to be sharing with everyone today of what we've been up to.
Yeah, can't wait. We've got a big show ahead, so thank you for being here.
Yeah, of course.
And of course, as we move, pardon me, right on down the line, someone who again has also had the good opportunity to join us on these streams as well, and is now firing some finger guns like a pro. Destiny's narrative director, the one and only Allison Lures. Allison,
Hello.
how's it going?
It's going so good. I'm here on a couch and I get to yell about Destiny with you. So
Not
it's a
bad
good day.
Yeah, honestly, I'll take that anytime I can. Well,
Same.
for anyone who also hasn't had a chance to yell on couches about Destiny with us or hasn't joined us in the past, do you mind telling us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. So my name is Allison. I'm the narrative director for Destiny 2. And so that means it's the job of me and my team to make you laugh and make you cry and make you go, whoa, I totally forgot about this thing from 8 years ago. How did they remember? It's because we're good at our jobs.
It's true.
So there you
Yeah. As someone who gets to sit in on the writers' rooms, I can now doubly
my
confirm
gosh,
that. So
man.
thank you
love
for being
having you there.
So much
Yeah.
fun. No, seriously, thank you so much. And of course, as we move right on down the line, the
I don't
gentleman
know,
there at
man.
the very end of the couch, someone who is a friend to all Guardian kind, who's known far and wide, a member of the Destiny Global Comms team here at Bungie, Mr. Dylan Gaffner. How's it going, Dylan?
It's going well. How are you, Andy?
I'm doing so well. Thank you so much for
Got to make sure to ask every time.
I appreciate it. You need all the help I can get. Well, to anyone out there who may not have accosted you on the wild world of social media or is just somehow meeting you for the first time, do you mind telling us about what you do here at Bungie?
My name is Dylan Gaffner, formerly community team, where we would go out, collect your feedback, translate it to the dev team, and then bring their information back to you, kind of be that middleman. Now I'm on Global Comms, so I'm going to be in more of like a puzzle piece organization stage of what do we talk about, when do we talk about it, why do we talk about it, and then just making sure we get the information out to all players.
Yeah, well, we all appreciate it. Thank you for always being the voice of the player inside our hallowed halls. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, well, now that we've kind of got the intros out of the way, let's talk about our new saga. Robbie, I'd love to start with you. What's up next in Destiny, and where are we exploring?
Yeah, so our first expansion this year, The Edge of Fate, is the start of a brand new multi-year saga called the Fate Saga. And
Multi-year?
so we want to tell a story about something older.
So no.
About the nature of fate itself.
Caesar,
Are we bound by
I
it?
wish, man. They're
Can we
not.
fight it?
They're not going to
Because
announce that.
Before the Traveler ever arrived in our solar system,
I wish, but they're
there was
not
already
going to do
space
it.
magic here, Andy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
They won't do it,
so
man.
Ultimately, this is a story that we're going to explore one of Destiny's biggest mysteries and the foundations of the universe itself.
You're
I
talking about
wish.
the 9, aren't you?
Who
Yeah.
told you?
I think it's
Subtle,
How did
I
you
know.
guess?
Yeah.
Tipped you off.
We did such a good job with this secret.
We buried that lead, didn't we? Yeah.
just a little bit.
That's, but I mean, to that end, so who and maybe more appropriately, what are the 9?
Yeah, so buckle up. In the simplest description
gosh.
possible, the 9 are extraordinarily powerful beings that have been in the solar system for way, 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 way longer than the Traveler. We can think of them as being kind of connected to each of the major celestial bodies in Sol. So that's each of our 8 planets plus the sun. Sorry, Pluto.
It's messed up.
Didn't make the cut.
All right, fair.
I don't make the rules. Yeah, there you go. But the important thing to know about them is that this is why we're going to be so focused on the solar system for the next saga. We want to ask questions about our home that we've never asked before.
Yeah. So when it comes to the 9, obviously, Eagle-eyed Guardians have been able to spot references to them for quite some time, whether it be outright ominous or a straight-up game show in some cases. Can you tell us a little bit maybe about what we should expect from them?
Expect to be surprised. We're, like you said, the lore of the 9 really ranges from like Star Horse infinitely neighing to the 9 doing genuinely awful, awful things in our lore. And so the important thing to know about them is that the 9 are individuals. This isn't a collective. It's not like a hive mind. Each of them are kind of their own being, their own person in the loose definition of a person. They have different wants and desires. They can ally with different members and fight with different members too. In the words of one of our characters really early on, there are aliens, and then there's aliens, and then there are aliens, and that latter one is what the 9 are qualified as.
Fair enough. All right, so beings of obviously immense power, something that the Guardians have gone toe-to-toe with.
I
in the
mean, man,
past,
I
even
don't
faced
know,
up
man.
against the very embodiment of the darkness itself.
Yeah.
What could be tougher than that?
Yeah, so this is something that we think about a lot about, because ultimately the 9 seek to free themselves at no matter the cost to humanity. And because they're extra dimensional in the ways that Allison are describing, they're not bound by the same rules that we are, that we've really experienced before in the game today. And so humanity and the Guardians, to many of them, are ultimately just bugs that can be squashed on, that they don't really care or think about beyond, achieving their ultimate goals. So.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Interesting.
the last 10 years, Guardians have really just been making their own fate.
Yeah.
I mean, so the 9 is challenging that. How are we going to deal with it?
Yeah, whether we like it or not, the 9 have a plan for us. And like you said, Guardians are really good at making their own fate and going out and deciding who they want to be. But what happens when them deciding to make our own fate is exactly what our fate is? Like, what if that was the plan all along? These are extra-dimensional beings. That means they perceive our reality in a very different way and can interact with it in a very different way.
It's like they're a move ahead in chess.
Weird.
Waiting to be wowed.
What a reference.
You might be waiting a while to
But
make
you
it. No, I'm
mentioned,
kidding.
Obviously, the Fate Saga is one of the subjects of today. How
I'm
long
not.
can we expect the Fate
I'll
Saga
be
to last?
brutally
Yeah,
honest,
so
and this is
the
going to be a
Fate Saga is
polarizing
gonna play
thing
out
for
over
it to say.
several years, and ultimately,
I'm
we
not-
know where we're driving this car. We
I'm
know
not
where we're
fond
going
of this
with
panel.
it.
I don't
But the
think.
conclusion
I
of the
don't think
Edge
they're
of Fate
doing
itself
a good
is going
job
to leave you with more questions than answers, and it's going to be the catalyst into
selling
this new
this.
multi-year saga. Because we really want to return Destiny to being
Like
a
I said,
game about
some of the
big
older
questions, right?
folks that are
and
no
so
longer
the way we think
there,
about this is about
they
pouring
had-
jet fuel into the speculation engine of the game. So we're going
They
to
had
be
a
revealing a lot of
solid
ideas, a lot of concepts,
on-camera
and many of them we're not going to be
presence.
answering immediately, because we're going to be telling the story over multiple
I just
expansions, and we're going to be giving you
don't
those
feel like
expansion
this
beats
panel's
more times than
got
we have
that
before in the past.
on-screen
And so
presence.
the Year of
You know
Prophecy
what I mean?
kicks off with the Fate Saga, and with it, humanity is now set on a collision course with this celestial pantheon
July 15th.
Of the system that has been,
Okay.
been here
So
for
we have
a
a
very,
release
very
date.
long time. And so,
But, like, what
the Edge of
is
Fate
it?
launches on July 15th. And then the second expansion of our Year of Prophecy is Renegades, which comes this winter. And then later in 2026, we've got Shattered Cycle and The Alchemist. It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of exciting beats. And
So-
so again, the Edge of Fate is just the beginning of this long journey.
It's like
of this
small-
awesome vehicle we're all jumping into and driving together, and it's going to
Like
take us
small
to some new
expansions
places.
again?
That's exciting. So, with regards to the,
I thought,
the Edge
like,
of
are
Fate
they
right
doing
here in front of us,
expansions? Are they not doing
you also
expansions?
nice
Like, I'm
enough to
so
bring the class
confused.
Something today. You've got some gameplay with you,
Oh
right?
yeah, we got some clips.
I'm
Oh, yeah.
so
we should show
confused.
those off.
It's a
Let's
doozy.
Let's check it
I
out.
like the present. Let's check it out.
I don't like. I don't under. They've been so confusing with content.
Guardian, I had a vision. Conform, comply, return. They just wanted to show us disasters. Observe, connect, conceal. I'm not human anymore. Return, conform, comply. No one else should know what this feels like.
Okay. Nice. That's cool.
Enough. Terminate your suspicion, Commander. Remove your scornful blindfold. Observe, connect, conceal, conform, comply, return, observe.
Wow. That's interesting. He just turned into like a smoke ghost or something. Okay. Pre-order now. See, what is it though? Like, it's so confusing.
That gives us an awful lot to go ahead and continue to
We're
dive
doing
into.
expansions.
And
We're
here to
not
help
doing
us go ahead and explore a
expansions.
little
We're
bit
doing
more of it,
episodes.
everyone, you
We're
probably
not
know
doing
us from being joined by
episodes.
someone
No,
who's here
wait,
on the
we're doing
couch.
smaller expansions.
We are
We're-
privileged to be joined by someone who's the originator of perhaps my favorite all-time Destiny emote, the one and only Dave Samuel, art director here at Bungie. Dave, how's it going, man?
It's going great. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. For anyone who maybe for some reason somehow doesn't have that emote in their collection or hasn't seen you in a past Vidoc, do you mind telling us a little bit about what you do here at Bungie?
Yeah, I'm art director on Edge of Fate. I work with the art team to visualize the narrative and design and kind of bring it all together.
It's a lot to bring together. Thank you very much for being here today.
Yeah.
So with the Edge of Fate, it's obviously the first expansion in the Fate saga. Allison, I'd love to start with you, actually. What can you tell us about the Edge of Fate?
The Edge of Fate begins with an invitation, and we are invited, along with a very specific group of people, to a location, to a moment in time, for a very specific reason.
Very specific purpose.
Very specific reason and purpose, yes. And the place that we're going
Be
to
eaten
is called
by the
Kepler.
aliens?
And so you may be saying, now, Allison, hold on. Hold your horses
You read
1
my mind.
second,
Yeah.
because the Kepler I know is the one that's way outside of our galaxy. What do you mean we're going to Kepler? And I say, like, dear friend, didn't you know, if you look inside in Destiny's universe, the Oort cloud at the edge of the solar system, you'll find a little planetoid that also happens to be named Kepler here in the world of Destiny. And that's where we're going, to Kepler.
Super exciting. And this is kind of a, Robbie, we were talking kind of before the show. This is like the
we're not
first
going to
taste of something
another-
new, right?
Yeah, so what you're seeing here is us just trying something new. We're expanding the universe of Destiny, creating new mysteries to uncover. This whole destination is about exploring a labyrinthian world that took inspirations from things like Dreaming City, exotic missions, dungeons, and it's wrapping it all through a Metroidvania expired experience. And so at the heart of all of this, at the heart of the Edge of
Metroidvania, huh?
Fate, is
Okay.
a player-driven
Okay.
exploration and discovery of an exotic world with brand new abilities.
So actually to even just maybe dig
Interesting.
a little bit deeper, like how is the Edge of Fate going to be different from past expansions that we've made for Destiny?
Yeah, so at the global scale, when we're thinking about expansions in the Year of Prophecy and the formula of Destiny expansions going forward, first off, we're doing 2 expansions a year instead of just 1. And think of each of these expansions as a little bigger than something like a Rise of Iron from D1. And so both of these expansions combined are going to be even more expansion content than we've done in the past. And by delivering
Okay.
2 of these a year, we're upping the pace of major world and story events that really matter to players and are going to be pushing the Fate saga forward.
New
And
enemies.
so we're trying radical new things.
about time.
With each of these expansions.
I mean,
And
we
so
kinda got new enemies
alongside
recently,
this new
right?
destination of Kepler, this exotic world that players will explore with brand new abilities, we also have world tiers. And world tiers allow you to take on a higher level of challenge on the destination in order to extract some of the best loot within the release. But what's cool about world tiers is as you play through the mainline story and you play through the first couple of world tiers, you're going to unlock later world tiers. And as you're claiming these abilities, as you're exploring the world more, as you're discovering more within the release, you're putting these puzzle pieces together and you're figuring out how to solve all the mysteries on Kepler with different ways. And so you might play a puzzle in one way, a mission in one way, and when you're in these higher world tiers in the post game, you can start to solve these problems in different ways that you couldn't before in the original playthrough. And so alongside all of this, we're also going to have a ton of quest content that we're rethinking about how we use within the game. And so on Kepler, there's some non-linearity within the destination itself. And so with a lot of our side quest content that is related to the critical path, but you don't have to play it. It's there for you to explore. It's driven by your discovery of the world. You're out in the field, you discover something and you pick it up, and that's going to help you explore the characters in the world of Kepler more and go deeper on that story. And so, yeah, again, this is all about us just looking at the formulas that we've been building in Destiny over the last 10 years. And some of them are really strong, but they're due for some experimentation and some radical changes. And so that's what you're seeing here. With
so it is expansion content, but two bigger expansions than Rise
I love
of
everything you
Rise
just
of
said.
Iron
I was a
really
little
good.
distracted by some of the gameplay we were showing, like exotic sniper rifle, I think I saw, kind of recognize that.
Oh, yeah.
Some enemies with a couple really cool twists, like, okay.
Yeah.
But then also there was a Guardian that turned into like a lightning ball. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's multiple new abilities that your players are going to be able to discover on Kepler that's going to make them navigate and look at the world in different ways. But the one you're talking about, Dylan, we see it as our premier ability, the crown jewel of the release, and that's called MatterSpark. And Dave has joined us, and he's helps us take the vision of the narrative and the design and the art and smush it together in amazing experiences. And so I think Dave should talk to us more about MatterSpark.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. So there's this new source of energy on Kepler, this strange dark matter. So the Guardian binds itself to the dark matter using the arc powers within. You can think of the dark matter as like a medium, and the arc as this catalyst that will
The gameplay looks so good, but the panel's killing me, dude.
Transforming into MatterSpark lets you squeeze into tight areas, race around areas, jump over stuff, and it also allows you to turn into this basically electric rolling ball of death, jolting and shocking enemies that come across your path.
That's cool.
Obviously, one big part movement, one big part combat,
nuts.
but I mean, even just in addition to that,
That's
to look a little bit
kinda crazy,
wider, like
man.
how did the MatterSpark ball kind of influence the world that we're going to be inhabiting?
Yeah, the team really had to rethink what
that's
it means
crazy.
to build a destination. With
That's
these
actually really
abilities in
cool.
mind. A simple hill becomes a ramp to get to a new space. A crack in the wall, it basically will reveal a whole new area to explore. It's also a new way to engage with enemies. Instead of taking a bunch of enemies head on, you can find a MatterSpark pad, transform, turn into this
look at the
electric
UI.
ball of death, and then just
Look at the
start
bottom
racing around the
of
arena,
the ammo.
dash over
There's
their
like
head,
there's like a bar
and flank from behind, and then really
for special
give
ammo and a
the,
bar for
House of
heavy
Exile
ammo,
on Kepler,
like a
bad
progress
day.
bar of some sort.
As well, we should. It's a good day for us.
That's really cool, though.
So, what are some of the other Kepler
That's-
abilities
that
that we'll
is
be able
really
to unlock
cool.
while we're out there as well?
Yeah, so each of these Kepler abilities are a mix of dark matter and our Guardian's powers. So we have the Relocator Cannon,
It
which
was
is
July 15th,
this
right?
new fallen dark matter tech mixed with void. This is going to allow you to bypass laser walls, use these cascading relay networks, and just basically teleport around the world.
3 big games come
Another
out in 1 week.
Ability that we have is Mattermorph. This is dark matter mixed with strand, allows you to manipulate the environment. You'll be able to basically push and morph and move geometry to create bridges, open up doorways, and then also reveal secrets and new opportunities.
Yeah, so what's really important about what Dave is describing
That is-
and when we're
that's-
thinking
that
about
is really
building this
cool.
world, it was all about like, hey, here's this new tool to navigate and see the world in a different way and solve little puzzles and mysteries throughout the missions, the free roam, and the quest content and beyond. But also what was really important to us is that we lean into Destiny's first-class ability gameplay. And so with MatterSpark, like Dave is mentioning, you're jumping, you're dashing into enemies to destroy them, you're doing giant explosions with them. With the Relocator Cannon, you're just blowing everything up with void explosions and graviton lance style like little secret projectiles. And then what's really fun about Mattermorph is you can just be like throwing these strange shurikens basically to just like delete an encounter before you then like start to morph the environment around you and move to the next area. And so it's just really exciting I'm incredibly excited about watching players just like solve puzzles and fight
cool.
encounters in ways that like we don't even expect yet and see how they take on the destination. And just like I really want to emphasize, you're going to be upgrading these, and when you get into especially the post-game experience, it's going to unlock, there's something unlocks with MatterSpark that really changes the way that you can play through the entire destination.
Yeah.
So when we're talking about dark matter,
Yes.
we have darkness abilities like strand and stasis already. Like, how is dark matter different?
Yeah, so dark matter and darkness are two completely separate things. They're completely different things. But dark matter does exist in our world. In the world of Destiny, we know it as being tightly connected to the Nine. It's what the Nine are actually made out of. In our world, dark matter is invisible. You can't really see it. And it wouldn't be very fun to make a destination where there's an invisible thing that you can't actually see. So lucky for us on Kepler, there's a bioluminescent microbe that allows us to see all of this substance that's impacted this world so much. It allows us to see how it's impacted the plant life, how it's impacted the behavior of the peoples that we're going to encounter, and we can see how it has been able to bring these things that are kind of unstuck in time into this current location.
I do have to put on my drifter hat for just a second and, like, what does it smell like? What does it taste like?
Yeah. Dark matter smells and tastes like bleach and math. Yeah, it's true.
Cannot wait to get that chip flavor.
Yeah.
Get it with a sandwich today after.
It's zesty.
Yeah, should be good. Actually, so on the topic too of stuff in the trailer as well, we heard someone talking there. Can you tell us who that was?
Sure. That was Lodi. Lodi is a new character that we're introducing in Apollo. Not in Apollo. We're introducing him in The Edge of Fate.
Yeah.
I want to give a special shout out to Brian Villalobos, who portrays Lodi and does a spectacular job. This character is fascinating. He's kind of a fish out of water, but the fun thing about tropes is to kind of put a twist on them, right? So what if that fish that we pulled out of the water was the most qualified fish to be pulled out into the air?
Down for anything.
It's down for anything.
Yeah.
And what if that fish was kind of made to be pulled out of the water? I don't want to give away too much because this character is way more fun for the players to figure out what his deal is, but I will say that Lodi is very, very far from home.
Very fair, very exciting. So,
I do have to call out too, before we started this, you and Robbie were talking about how Lodi is like a notice me character.
Oh yeah. Robbie wanted a senpai.
I did. Yeah, I wanted someone that I just wanted to spend a bunch of time with on this new adventure we're going on.
Yeah, a friend that we can look up to.
Yeah.
right, yeah. Notice me.
Notice me, Lodi.
Yeah, of course,
He
it
will.
writes
He
itself, or rather Allison does. So with regards to the characters as well, so is it a whole new cast of characters in The Edge of Fate?
No, we're going to see some new faces like Lodi and other characters, but we're also going to see some familiar ones too. Ikora is here. The stakes are high enough that she's here investigating what's going on. And as it turns out, in one of our major mysteries, she's kind of at the center of it. She was invited here, as was Lodi. Same as we were. All of it's kind of tied together.
Very exciting. So
the way, if I can
please,
like the way we think about this is about all these characters, their fates are intertwined in some way. There's these puppet masters that have been pulling the strings for a very, very long time in order for everyone to get here at this moment. And so as a guardian and these characters involved, they're going to have to decide if they're fight your fate. Like that's what we think about. For these individuals, that's what they're going to have to go through and determine about how they can stand up to this new conflict that is surrounded by the Nine, because they are fated to be here. And what does that mean for them, and what does that mean for their future and the future of Soul itself?
So with regard to these new characters and this world we find ourselves in, was there anything about that setting, or in particular, that really influenced the creation, rather, of this world that we're going to be inhabiting?
Yeah, I'll give you a list of fun facts. First off, if you've been paying attention to Destiny over the last week or so, you already know that there's been people on Kepler for a long time. That's an old-ass computer that you were putting those numbers into. We also know that the Vex are here. They're studying the Nine,
always the
because
Vex,
it turns out
man.
the Nine can do something that the
The Vex always show up.
As Dave mentioned, the House of Exile are also here. They've become fixated on a being that they call the Giver. And kind of most importantly, the dimensionality on Kepler is really thin. So the 3 dimensions that we can know and see and touch are very close to the realm that the Nine live in. And that means some things from Earth's past have been yanked into Kepler's present.
Exciting.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, so we've been talking about invitations throughout this, and we need to call out an invitation that's actually going to be waiting in the game after this is over. Ride of the Nine begins today.
Yeah.
So I believe we have a trailer to show.
Yeah, you were nice enough to bring a trailer along. I'll go ahead and give it a look really quickly.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
So we got, all right, an invitation available for all players. 3 what dungeon? 3 dungeon what? 3 difficulties to challenge. Explorer, a guided experience with solo and matchmaking. Eternity, increased enemy strength and new challenges. Ultimatum! Only the strongest will endure! Earn unique rewards. Dare to answer their call. Rite of the Nine begins May 6th. Destiny 2.
All right, so that's Rite of the Nine, which
They
is
just swapped out a bunch
our
of people.
essential, prologue story for the Edge of Fate. And these 3 dungeons that are featured in this event are free for all players starting today. And so what's really important about this is that these dungeons are both for veteran dungeon crawlers, hardcore raiders. People have been in these places a lot, but also new
whatever you
guardians,
said.
guardians who have never stepped into a dungeon before, right? What was really important for us when we were developing Rite of the Nine was that we are changing the formula on how we can think about how we can welcome even more people into these experiences. And so you're going to be able to go in solo, buffed up, and explore a dungeon by yourself, or go in match made with other fire team members shoulder to shoulder for the very first time. But don't worry, because we also have that higher level challenge for our veteran, our hardcore dungeon crawlers, where you're going to be able to earn the best possible loot, exclusive rewards, and also an exclusive title as part of Rites of the Nine. What's also really important about this event the prologue for the Edge of Fate is that it really reintroduces the emissary into the game.
Are we
and you're
doing?
going to learn why her job is pretty
seasons?
crappy, and why she quits at the top of the Edge of Fate, like we saw at the beginning of this show. And so, Andy, we've been talking a bunch about how our Destiny expansions are changing the formula for Destiny going forward. So now I think it's time for us to start talking about how the core hobby of Destiny is changing going forward. The day-to-day of playing Destiny, week-over-week experience. And we've got someone else on the couch here to help us talk about that.
We have an expert in that very subject now who has gone ahead and joined us on the couch. We are now joined by the one and only Mr. Ben Womack, creative director here on Destiny. Ben, how's it going, man?
Hey, I'm doing great. I'm really excited to be here. There's a lot to talk about.
Yeah, seriously.
There is a lot.
Yeah, it's going to be a very good conversation we have coming up.
Yes.
But before we get into that, can you tell us just a little bit about what you do here?
Yeah. So I'm the Destiny 2 creative director for the core game, or the core hobby, as we call it.
Yeah.
And it has to do with all parts of the game, everything from Edge of Fate, through our seasons, through the fundamental systems. And in particular, like Robbie was saying, I've been focusing on thinking about the kind of building blocks of Destiny 2 and getting those not only stood up, but also transformed and iterated on in some really exciting new places.
Nice. Well, let's go ahead and just start at the top. Can you tell us a little bit about what the core formula of Destiny is changing and why?
Yes. So I think I need to start with the why first, because it's important to think about what is Destiny, what is great about Destiny. And Destiny is best when you have awesome chases that you're excited about, you have really cool, powerful builds to make, and there's a mountain to climb that's right in front of you that you want to climb. You're like, I want that mountain, it looks pretty cool. And the thing that is not always true right now in Destiny is it doesn't feel streamlined as it could. Players don't have as much agency. We want to be player driven, we want to be more rewarding than we are. Because right now there are barriers to playing Destiny in the best way. And those barriers are insurmountable sometimes. So think about that whole picture of, okay, what is the Destiny that we really want, that has been in the past, that we also want to get back to, and where we want to go for the future? That's where all the changes you're
Get
going
back
to
to
see
D1, man.
at
I'm
their
saying this is the
inception
beginning of
point.
D2.
So it's a big piece of the pie.
Massive updates coming across so many systems of the game, and this is we're just getting in, digging into the surface.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, to that same end, then, how are we making it easier, pardon me, to go ahead and just get straight into the fun?
Oh, no, let's do it, because that's exactly what we want to do. Yeah. And the first thing you're going to see when you log into Destiny with Edge of Fate, you're going to log in your character and see your ship in orbit. It's going to say, it's not going to say open director, it's going to say open portal. And the portal is our new front page of the game. We're trying to get you to the fun as fast as possible, and as few clicks as we can. We even have Edge of Fate there in the corner, so that it's right immediately there. No fumbling around with the map to get to it, really. And we're also taking other big parts of the game, the ritual game for seasons, and putting them into these ops categories. So the idea is that we're having these different ops for different moods.
Underneath
we're having
my
solo ops,
underneath my camera here.
Or have a bunch of fire team ops. We have pinnacle ops, and of course we have crucible ops. Still super important for the game.
It says world.
I mean, to start up at the top, can you tell us a little bit more about what solo ops is?
Oh, yeah. So solo ops is exactly what it says on the tin. It is a bunch of activities that are made for solo players. And the conception point of that was we want to make activities for players who have a smaller amount of time that they want to play in, and they don't necessarily want to have like dependencies on other players, but they still want to get in there and play for 10 to 15 minutes and get some real progress.
Yeah, get some loot.
Yeah, get some loot.
Yeah.
Get some loot and get your character forward and feel like, yeah, no, I played some Destiny and that was great. And you know, even if you don't feel like playing with other people, that's fine, because we have an activity type that is designed for one player.
Excellent. So, I mean, to that same end, what are some other ways that we can play and have fun using Portal as well?
Yeah, so Robbie actually has a great way of talking about this. So.
Yeah, some of the North Star that is what we talk about when we were developing the Portal early on was like, where are we headed with this thing? And ultimately, it's play your way. It's giving players more agency, more personal drive to figure out how they want to engage with the power climb and the new progression systems coming and our seasons. And so the entirety new progression and power climb is now all available to you in the Portal at your fingertips in one place. It's really easy to find, really easy to jump in. Anything you play inside of that category is gonna, any of those categories is gonna help you make progress. And so, because we want Destiny to be welcoming not only to new players, but also old players who are coming back to the game to join us with the Edge of Fate. And we also want this to be like a new even playing field for everyone. And so, as part of this is a commitment from us as part of the core hobby and all the seasonal content we're building, that we're going to be continually investing in this, right? We're going to be continually updating this over time for years to come. And so, you know, you're asking me directly, like, what else is there to do?
Yeah.
Ben mentioned solo ops. We also have the fire team ops and pinnacle ops. Both these are more around playing with other fire team members, shoulder to shoulder, where fire team ops are more quicker sessions. There are some longer form things in it too, but then pinnacle ops are more about those really long form or more challenging kind of focused activities like exotic missions, for instance. And so, and then the one thing we haven't talked about yet very deeply, but is incredibly important, and it's something that I think we've done for the first time like ever, or maybe since early D1.
It's kind of a return to form.
Yeah. You're going to be able to experience the entirety of the power climb within Crucible Ops by playing PvP, right? So this means like, if you want to be sweaty, Andy, which like I know you, Dylan, too. I know you're that way, right? Like I know both of y'all. Like
if you want to be
sweatbands on, you're going to be able to play the entire experience in the season here and earn some of the highest tier loot that's also available in the game.
I have to say, this is like super exciting because like
what about
my player
PvP
type or
though?
other folks out in
PvP's
the
been a
community,
mess.
like they want to go in, they want to jam on PvP, but then their friends invite them to do a dungeon or a higher tier activity, and they're like, oh wait, I need to grind a long time to get up to power. Now through PvP, they can get up to power, and you can just bring them into that PvE experience and have a fun time with each other.
Yeah.
So.
That's honestly how I primarily played D1, so I'm really looking forward to that. So it sounds like the core, obviously, of what you guys are talking about. Play the way
we
you
need
want.
better PvP though if you're gonna make
what if
like.
I really want to challenge myself, push myself?
Oh yeah,
a little bit more?
That's important to us.
Yeah. So,
That's important to us.
well, death, but also success.
Yes,
and
that's true.
from it,
That's
right?
true. Yeah.
Yeah, and so we really want to give agency. That's one of the things. Player driven towards loot and challenge. And so we have a really hugely expanded activity customization system. We have a lot more difficulty levels, and we have a ton of new modifiers. We have 50 new modifiers along with all the old modifiers that we've released in the past that are going to make this big curated web of options for you to experience any of the PvE content in the curator. And so, like, we have Banes, not just old Banes that we have, but new Banes as well. We also have boons to help you like get advantages in your activities and for your build. We have challenges and trade-offs. And the fun part is you're going to get these different combinations that are available, and you're going to then make a mix that's actually going to change the way you play and be pretty interesting, and sometimes be the way you prefer you play. Like, there's a new boon called Grappler that I personally love. It's kind of my preferred way to play, where they give you 3 grapple grenades replacing your current grenade. You can't do the melee, but they recharge super fast. So any build you want, you could now Spider-Man around any map. It's actually super fun.
It's so fun. Yeah, and I mean, like, what's
that's
at the
cool.
heart of what Ben is talking about is what we kind of call the virtuous cycle, right? Where you're going to be crafting your build, tinkering with the activity, looking at like how you can earn a higher tier of reward by taking on higher challenge. And as you earn better loot, you're looking towards that next mountain to climb just ahead of you all the time. And so this is really about how far you want to push yourself upwards within the portal itself. But also, we also are thinking about the people, and that's the depth, right? That's the depth of the challenge that we're talking about. That's also, but we're also thinking about the people who don't have as much time to play with like solo ops, and also if you're scared of modifiers or you're scared of customizing these activities.
Or you just don't feel like
doing it. Yeah, no, that's a great way to describe it. Thank you. We have a bunch of quick play options, right, Ben?
Yeah, quick play options, and we actually have matchmaking and fire team ops. And we have fire team finder. And so you're able to like really choose kind of what you're in the mood for.
Oh yeah, we technically have matchmaking across every activity that exists.
Except for solo ops, because that's solo.
Right.
But yes,
Yes,
otherwise,
but in the fire
aside
teams
from
or
that
Pinnacle
one.
Ops, it's everything.
Matchmaking
you
and
have
solo
options
ops.
to play by yourself or with other people. Oh, actually, a really fun part is you can play a strike by yourself as hard as you want it to
That's
now,
true, yeah,
which is
yeah.
really fun. Yeah.
Well, you're talking about like all the different boons and combinations. I think at one point you were saying around 50 or something like that. Those
50 new
apply.
ones.
50 new ones. So it's like you can take those into solo ops. Like we're talking about this being kind of leisurely, bite-sized activity, but if you want to take it and say, I don't want Weenie Hut Jr., I want like esoteric level solo hardest thing in the world, like you can kind of customize and do that.
You can just do it from the very start if you really want to.
Yeah.
And
Depends on how deep you want to go.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, and the point is that you're going to like stretch that far, and we want the reward to feel like worthwhile.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, you want to feel like as you're pushing yourself, you are rewarded for it. That is something that's really important to the vision here for the portal. Yeah.
Rewards, huh?
rewards. There are a lot of rewards, aren't there?
It's funny you mention it. Yeah, we've got Banes, Boons, modifiers, but let's talk about gear for a little bit here.
Yeah.
What's changing about loot?
Give me the
and
gear.
what Guardians care?
Yeah, so like talking about chases and mountains and builds, like gear's at the center of all of that. And we actually have two giant gear changes I'm gonna like put in two little buckets for us to talk about.
Yep.
The first one is Armor 3.0. And the next one is gear tiers. And so like talking about Armor 3.0 first, we are probably making the biggest change ever since Shadowkeep
It's
around
huge.
the system. It's
Yeah,
enormous.
It's a huge change.
Yeah, so like we're adding set bonuses, which is a long requested feature for all the new armor that you're going to be able to get at Edge of Fate
Smart.
launch, and we're
That's
redoing
smart.
all the stats on armor. Where they can now like exceed 100.
Go beyond.
Wow.
Go beyond 100 for extra bonuses.
Are you
And
serious?
we're gonna every single piece of new legendary armor that drops is going to have all the energy filled in, so you can build crafting right away, and it's going to essentially like. There's more features actually that I could talk about, but I don't think I'm allowed to yet.
Fair. Well, something that we can't talk
That's
about. too,
actually
you
kinda
mentioned gear
crazy.
tiers as well.
Armor
Yeah.
3.0.
Talk about
Okay.
that a little bit.
Yeah, so gear tiers are very exciting because every single
Okay.
legendary weapon and armor that you
Okay.
can get is going to have 5 gear tiers, starting from 1 going up to 5. And like we have a 5 gear tier 5 piece of legs armor on the screen right now, and you can see that like this is like looks really cool with iconography, but it also has a ton more stats. And oh look, what's that?
Yeah, what's going on with the energy there?
Yeah, the energy.
Ben?
Yeah, the energy says 11,
Ah,
and
that's
it's true.
11. Yep.
It's not a typo. Like energy is going to 11 for higher tier armor, and so if you want that for your build crafting opportunities, it does like give you some new options you never had before. You're gonna have to challenge yourself to get more higher tier armor and keep on going to get yet more higher tier armor to get those options.
Yeah. And this is also not something that's just relegated to armor, right? When it comes to weapons, they're obviously getting their own refresh as well.
Yes,
What's Destiny without chasing some?
You read
hot
my mind.
weapons?
Yeah, like weapons
seriously.
are part of the player identity. You know, some people like have a gun that they love.
You
and
got fashion, and then you have gunplay.
that's
right?
true, though we do have fashion for your guns a bit now.
Hey.
well, so because once you reach tier 5 for your legendary drops, you're going to be getting tier 5 weapons, and those have unique shader treatment. It's like essentially a completely different look that's going to immediately identify it to you and others that this is the highest tier gear of this drop that you can get. It's going to show on the weapon. It's going to show on the icon. It's even going to show when you kill enemies with that weapon, because there's unique kill effects for tier 5 weapons that you can turn on or off if you don't want it. But
That's really
your
cool,
gameplay
though.
will like show that no, yeah,
That's-
the weapon
that's pretty
that's
cool.
being used is like the highest tier you can get.
Yeah, Giver's Blessing, which I think we have on screen right now. This is one of the Kepler auto rifles, and I cannot put this thing down.
it's so good.
Yeah, when we're playing through the Edge of Fate right now, and it's what's really exciting about it for me is that like when you see that tier 5 drop, like you know immediately that's better than like a tier 3 or tier 4 weapon that you have, right? And I think that's when we talk about making Destiny easier to just jump in, find the fun, make it accessible, but also create more depth. You know, this is what we're thinking about. It's like how can we just make immediate, like you understand, like okay, this is probably better than the thing I have right now, depending on what gear tier it is.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good example of how much time and effort is being put into these game systems to make them more like approachable. Change can be scary. There's a lot of change that's about to come to the game. We're Armor 3.0, we have so many new boons, we have a bunch of new stuff. And after 10 years of Destiny, this is going to flip some stuff on its head. So, I mean, we're going to have a bunch of blog content. We're going to have interviews with Robbie, with Ben, with more folks across the team that have been working on this. And then we'll also be elevating our creator community when they're creating guides, all that kind of stuff. It's going to be a fun time. But ultimately, a big shout out and thank you to all the folks that have been coming into our studio, giving feedback early on some of these systems so they can be more approachable. And we're looking forward to all the feedback that's going to be coming after launch too. Like this is again one of our first steps into something, and then the community and we are going to build something amazing.
Yeah, and I can't stress enough how much feedback we've gotten from the community summits we've been running over the last year for the Edge of Fate, and just people reaching out to the community teams and others to us. Like your feedback is invaluable. So like seriously, like thank you so much. We're making this game together ultimately.
Yeah, it's incredibly important part of the process. Like I don't think we would be able to make what we do without it.
Yeah.
Working with the community is obviously a core part. Dylan, huge thanks to you and your team, obviously, for helping to lead that charge. And in advance for the big blogs you get to write. And then also our social media team will go ahead and get out the door. So go ahead and give us a follow.
I think, Ben, you were saying you wanted to try to break the record for longest twid?
I'm more predicting we are.
Yeah. So
it's not about try, it's the state of things.
It's going to be a multi-month journey as we head towards launch. So.
Yeah, be a good time. But, you know, we've been talking a lot about the core.
It does seem like a massive
expansion,
expansion, massive change,
like a full
or updates. It's not just expansion.
Yeah, so we've been focusing on
across
improving
the board,
and changing the formula
updates
of Destiny in multiple ways. And so progressing through the Fate Saga is going to be more meaningful with 2 expansions a year. We've been talking about how focusing our seasons and on the core hobby of Destiny and that
Renegades
commitment to
makes me think of like
updating it. And in addition,
Star
we're
Wars
going to have 2 free
font.
major updates between each of our major expansions coming in the year of Prophecy and beyond. And so ultimately that means there's 4 big beats happening in a year, 2 expansions, 2 free major updates between those expansions. So what that means we're not doing is paid seasonal content anymore. We're not doing separate seasonal storylines. And this also means we're not building a bunch of activity content that basically just goes away and is less meaningful to the game after 3 months. So we're instead focusing all of that effort that used to go there instead into building up the core hobby of the game so the core hobby stays fresh and exciting, you know, year round. And so ultimately, this means no more paywalls for seasonal content, and also these major updates themselves that I'm signposting around right now. The size of them roughly and the inspiration for them we're thinking about is like Into the Light.
Okay. So when you say like Into the Light, for folks that aren't out there, like what for a major update, how big is that? Like how do you encapsulate that?
So when I say Into the Light, a lot of this is like the inspiration of what it was. And with Into the Light came a really cool theme that wrapped around all the new stuff we were building within it, but also a lot of the reprise stuff as well. And also, you know, with it came Onslaught, a new type of activity. It came with reprised exotic missions and a rethinking of how we could do like a rad style event, a raid event with the Pantheon. And so for our first major update coming a few weeks after the Edge of Fate launches, we've got Ash and Iron. Right? And so with Ash and Iron, we're going to be returning to the Plague Lands.
Returning to the Plague Lands, can't wait.
It's going to happen,
baby.
And so that story is going to pick up from where we left off from the Edge of Fate, and with it, we're going to have a new activity called Reclaim, a brand new exotic mission, new types of pinnacle ops entering that for the first time, as well as, of course, what's Destiny without loot to chase? We've got new gear, new rewards, and 2 new exotic weapons as part of Ash and Iron.
At the beginning of the stream, I was
and again,
uncertain.
This major update and the season, all the seasonal content going forward.
Now they're roping
free
me back
for all
in,
players.
okay?
All the activity content that exists.
It does
before
sound
it's
promising.
free.
It's just they gotta execute,
one per
man.
player,
They gotta
deeper
execute on it all.
seasons as well. What are some of the cool things that we're going to be able to do with the season that's launching alongside the Edge of Fate?
Yeah, Ben has been working on this space with the team for a while.
It's got to
now,
be
so I'm
fresh.
gonna
It's got to be good. It's got to be.
so
Got to have
we're trying
longevity,
to
man.
Make
You know?
anytime.
It's got to feel like
the best
D1,
time
but like
to hop in the desk.
fresh.
You know, and one of the ways we want to do that is we want to invest in events that are like accelerating the game and enhancing every part of the game, but also bringing new cool stuff. And actually, we've been working on this so long, we actually have some new cool stuff coming before the Edge of Fate.
It's a special little treat.
Yeah, special little treat. So this Friday, you can play a little event, maybe you've heard of it, called Heavy Metal, which is Tanks vs. Briggs, a new PvP mode. It's super fun.
Okay.
I would kind of wish I was playing it right now, I'm not going to lie. And
It does look pretty cool.
People at home don't know is we have a new reward. That's a unique thing in Destiny if you invest in this event, if you go and play it. And it is a free-to-play event. So this reward is free-to-play. It is a new combat vehicle that goes in your Sparrow sled, combat Sparrow, if you will, called the Griffin. And this is a really cool, like, combat-ready vehicle you can take anywhere you can summon a Sparrow. You can summon it and use it to fight your enemies. And
Are you serious?
Just have a really good time.
That's kind of cool, man.
There's some really cool build crafting things with this vehicle that I don't want to spoil right now, let people discover, but I'm super excited for it.
They all thought they were going to ride those skimmers forever.
Well, I mean, we've been saying like, what was it? Skimmer is Flash and the Griffin is Splash.
Hey, there we go. The dad joke quota has been met.
We got to get one in.
Absolutely, yeah. But that's not all, right, man? Like, you've got more for us, don't you?
Oh, yeah. So, like I just said, there's more events that we've been making. There's one that's going to happen right after the launch of Edge of Fate. It's called Arms Week. And it's a 1 week long event, and you're going to be focusing on one weapon archetype in Arms Week whenever it comes around. And this one is going to give you a new legendary weapon of that type. It's going to have some volatile mods that are there for the week that are going to be super interesting and fun to play with, and some focusing you can do. But you know, there is a problem when you say this event is going to be about weapons and about using them.
Yeah, you got to have a place to test all that out.
Right, and so I mean, I've been doing that in EDZ this whole time. I don't know about the rest of you.
Those poor dregs.
Right?
Yeah.
But there is a new way now. We have a new feature, a long requested feature that is being added to the game with Arms Week.
Firing range?
The shooting range.
No way.
The shooting range is being added to the tower.
Yeah,
it is a
right.
permanent addition to the game with the launch of Arms Week. We're not taking it away. And you can go there and you can try out everything in your kit, everything about your
Bro,
build,
about
with
time,
all sorts of
man.
simulations of different kinds of
Are you
enemies
kidding
and
me?
situations, and it's all real damage numbers. It's like
It's even got a scoreboard.
it's even got a scoreboard
For you
right there.
and your fire team.
Yeah, your whole raid team can go down into the shooting range and try out, like, see exactly how well you're going to do for some kind of boss at this range or
I was
with
gonna
a
say,
strategy.
who can do most of the damage, right?
Yeah,
Bro,
well,
that
you're probably
is
going to know.
so
We have a rally flag. It's
freaking
not
good.
just a shooting range. Like, you can go beyond the firing line and use your abilities too.
Yeah, you totally can. And like, if you wanted to, you could even take in Prismatic and pop Transcendence and try that out. And you know, well, I think the reason why we're not seeing that right now is because it's a tight.
Bro.
Yeah, it's a good soldier.
Yeah.
Standing on that firing line.
Yeah, staying on the firing line.
All about building that line and standing.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
A lot of theory crafters are going to have to go ahead and have some upheavals to their Google Docs, I'm guessing.
This will be a really good tool. Like, as we're adding all of these different systems with gear tiering and all of that, you can go in and check those damage numbers in real time. Like, how do my stats change? How are these different gear bonuses going to affect my gameplay? You can see it in the tower now.
Yeah.
That's
we're
really
talking about
good.
weapons.
Finally get the
Oh,
shooting
yeah,
range.
well,
one more thing, right?
Yeah, no, there's one more thing. I know you're
Yeah.
excited. So, you know, there's more events. Of course, there's more events, and the holiday events are coming up. Where Solstice is right around the corner.
It's
as well.
summertime, right?
It's summertime. Summertime is Solstice time in Destiny 2, and Solstice has some really cool twists and such that we're planning. But I'm not going to talk about that right now. I want to show you all the new hollow foil treatment we have for Solstice weapons. So here we go. This is the hollow foil treatment for Solstice in 2025.
Ooh.
It is
so good.
It's amazing every time I look at it.
Yeah.
It is an ocean and the line. Yeah, we put the ocean on a gun. How did we do that? It's
Bro,
beautiful.
that's
I love
sick.
it. And any kind of weapon that drops for this event can have a hollow foil.
Yeah,
no
so
matter
it could
what
be
the
a tier 1 or tier 3. Yeah, any
exactly.
weapon can have the hollow foil.
Yeah,
when playing through
the
the
like,
game.
oh, the tier 5 hollow foil.
Ooh.
You know, like that's gonna be a chase. Our other events will also have hollow foils.
Yeah, like Arms Week you're talking
Arms Week
about.
will have its own hollow foil treatment. Like every event, a major event we have will have a hollow foil treatment. The holidays will have their own kind of special one, but yeah, Arms Week will have their hollow foil drops that you can farm as well.
Super exciting. No, it's going to be a good time. I'm going to have way too much stuff to chase down, so
Bro.
I appreciate you guys putting all the hard work in.
That
for
is
that.
so sick.
But I believe we've got one more thing.
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking a lot about, here are the free updates coming to Destiny, the portal, a bunch of different stuff, Edge of Fate, but we also have another expansion, and we need Allison back on the couch to talk about
Right,
it.
yeah, Allison.
She's the best one to talk
Yeah,
There we go.
we've got something very exciting, and so once again, Allison, thank you for taking the time to join us today. We appreciate it.
Of course. I'm so excited to be the one more thing.
Yeah, it's a tradition around here, so we're glad that you could obviously go ahead and lead us into this one. But, you know, as Dylan mentioned, we've talked about the Edge of Fate, but this is the first year we're going to be doing 2 expansions over the course of a year. Can you tell us a little bit about Renegades?
Yeah, so we're going to have a dedicated reveal for Renegades in September alongside our major update, Ashen Iron. But earlier we were talking about how sometimes our formulas can constrain us from experimenting and innovating. And so in that spirit, Renegades is going to be very different from the Edge of Fate. What I can tell you, and we'll talk plenty about it later, is that we're going to be experimenting and innovating with activities, with social mechanics, and more. But more importantly, I want to talk about our inspiration. And so I have to kind of tee it up first. So Renegades is going to be a Destiny, like definitively Destiny expansion. This is part of the Fate saga, and it's going to push it forward in important ways and introduce characters that we're going to spend time with for years to come. It is an essential Fate saga story. And it's an homage to a universe that has inspired Bungie from the start. It's a universe that all of us here on the couch grew up with, as well as everyone else at the studio, and millions of you back at home, too. It is a peanut butter and combination.
What universe is
peanut butter
this?
and like chocolate combination inside of what we're making that could only be possible in the kind of world that we build here. And so I am absolutely thrilled to be able to give our first sneak peek at Destiny to Renegades.
Let's take a look.
So we get a sneak peek of Renegades also? Excuse me. Games in development, content subject to change. Excuse me. Okay. Listen, man, at the beginning of this presentation of this stream, I was really like, no. This is Bro, it's Star Wars. No, no, they're not. No, they're not. I told you the text looked like freaking Star Wars, didn't I? Lucasfilms, it is. It's a collaboration with Star Wars, like an actual expansion. Okay.
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 Robbie, what did we just see?
Yeah, so that's Renegades, which is coming out this December. And to really drive it home here,
What?
Renegades is a one-of-a-kind Destiny experience, right? And just like we on the Destiny team have taken inspiration from other genres like dark fantasy or cosmic horror, Renegades takes the space western vibe and aesthetic that is Star Wars, and it puts it through that Destiny lens. And ultimately, it's created a new lawless frontier.
I knew that Renegade's
that is
logo
emerging
looked like Star Wars. I
within
said it
Seoul.
earlier.
And so, like, we're so excited to show Renegades off a little bit today, and to be talking about it more in the future in September alongside the free major update with Ash and Iron. But right now, today, we're focused on Rite of the Nine and what's right around the corner with the Edge of Fate.
Absolutely. No, I heard a lot of calendars get marked just now on September, but no, super excited to share more of that in the future. But that actually leads us to the conclusion of today's show.
Freaking
which, again,
Bungie,
we
man.
covered
They
a lot.
always,
been a lot today.
I'm always
it's
like,
been a
nah,
good show.
okay.
Yeah.
Honestly, no, we
They're
went through
not
a lot
gonna
of
win
Let's
me
go
this
ahead and
time.
quickly double check. We obviously went through and
And then they friggin'
pardon me, is going to go ahead.
They
and kick
wrote
off
me
on July
back in,
15th.
dude.
And this kicks off a brand new multi-year Fate
Oh
saga
my
and our new
gosh.
focus on the core hobby of Destiny. The first expansion, The Edge of Fate, is going to be launching again on July 15th, as I noted, with its raid launching on July 19th.
Okay, hold up.
Yeah.
So you're going through a lot of information. We already covered that.
Oh, yeah.
But like, you can't just sneak in a raid date. We have a new raid coming with the expansion, July 19th. We're going to have a bunch of blogs. We're going to have the rules, regulations, all that kind of stuff for our raid race.
Of course.
We invite everybody to come in, try to go for that world first title. And yeah, I mean,
The raids
just
haven't
stay
been
tuned
that
for more
great
details. We're not
recently.
going to spoil anything. It's a raid. We got to keep it secret.
Yeah,
But
We got it.
everybody mark your calendars.
Yeah. Bungie.net is the place to go ahead and learn more. And again,
I
follow
have
our
not
social media
liked
channels.
the
Do us
recent
all a
raids. I
favor.
hope they have
So in
something
addition to
good.
that, again, as we noted, Ash and Iron, our first free major update, will be launching on September 9th. Renegades, very exciting, will be launching in December. And then keep an eye again on our social channels. We'll provide all the updates once they're available. But as far as today goes, the Edge of Fate and the entire Year of Prophecy pre-orders are available starting right now. Now, pre-ordering for starters, the Ultimate Edition will go ahead and unlock the New Land Beyond.
New land beyond that exotic sniper.
Super
Ooh, I
exciting.
can't wait, man.
I can't wait, same, honestly. That'll be unlockable in addition to several other goodies. And also,
Come on, man.
We've also got a collector's edition that'll be available.
Ooh, you got like
can
a
see
Darth
here on
Vader
screen
skin?
It will be coming with a awful lot of very cool stuff, including this
Okay.
cool statue that you may have noticed here that's been sitting with us on stage. This is one that you
I
can
did
go
notice
ahead
it.
and add to your collection as well, but that's not all that's in there. Is there, Allison?
We got the writing team got a little excited on
Come
this
on,
one.
man.
We put a lot of lore goodies into this collector's edition. So like that weird metal thing, that weird envelope. Boy, weird. Wonder what's up with that.
Just decorative
You should
points?
probably read it. Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna do a dramatic reading as soon as
Yeah, we
we're
should
done.
go downstairs immediately after.
really
this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Right
okay.
after this.
Count me in. And then again, too, as far as today goes, Rite of the Nine. This is the essential prologue to the Edge of Fate, and
Rite
like
of the
all of
Nine
our events
prologue.
moving forward, it's
Okay.
going to be a free to all players. So make
guess the
sure
rest of
and
the
go ahead
day's
and check that
booked.
out when that arrives. And before the show wraps up, make sure and stick around for a little bit longer. We're going to be rating our good friend Sammy Cat as well. So go ahead and give her a follow. Tell her we said hello in chat. Pardon me. If you have any Twitch Prime subs or anything like that, go ahead and do us a favor. Drop it over there and check out her stream. She's going to be having a good time. But that concludes it for us here today.
Guys,
So
what
for
did you think?
starters, huge thanks to my teammates here for joining
What did
me.
you think?
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely, yeah. Robbie, Allison, Dylan, of course.
I think
There we go. We got Ben, and of course, Mr. Dave Samuel. Thank you all so much for being here today. And then, of course, to the crew that puts all this on.
Thank you,
This doesn't happen by accident. Thank you all so
It
much for all the hard
started,
work
like,
and,
I was
dealing
unsure,
with me.
but
on
by
these
the time
last
I got
couple
to
of
the
days.
end, it like
And
there's
of
a
course,
lot of
everyone
great
at
things
home,
coming
to
to
all
the
of our
Destiny
guardians out there
universe,
in the
and I
community,
really hope
thank
that
you.
they can
It's a
freaking
tremendous
make
privilege
it
to get the
better,
opportunity to
man.
share what we've been working on early.
Gosh,
And it matters
Bungie,
only
you
if you
keep
guys show up
roping
and
me
join
in.
us. So we really appreciate it. We hope you enjoyed. And otherwise, in the meantime, until we see you again, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we'll see you all Starside.
Bro, I'm like, I'm actually very hopeful. Okay, it's the same freaking cycle with me, man. Okay, I keep saying it. But I'm very hopeful. That was actually way better than I expected it to be, in all honesty. Guys, let me know what you guys thought about it down in the comments below in the responses. I'm gonna wrap this up. I gotta get some video stuff done for my Nintendo channel, but I might stream this new prologue thing that the right of the 9 that they mentioned. I don't know. That actually was a lot better than I thought it'd be. I did not expect it to be that good. I'm very hopeful. There's a lot of cool changes, a lot of huge changes coming to the Destiny 2 universe. I think Armor 3.0 is looking very promising. I think, you know, shooting range, finally. Gosh, took them long enough, but better late than never. I think it's pretty good. If you enjoyed this, leave a like. I know I was pretty quiet and skeptical. Okay, I took a different approach. I'm always the one. If you look at all my past reactions to Destiny 2 stuff, I'm always the one freaking out. Oh my gosh, it's new content. I'm like, okay, let me take a more reserved approach on this one, and let me take a position where it's like, you got to sell me on this one. All right, you gotta sell me on this one. I think it looks good. I'm looking at the chat, their chat. I don't know. Everyone's torn in their chat. I think some people are like, this is an L. Some people are like, we are so back. Some people are like, I'm pre-ordering. Some people are like, heck no, I ain't pre-ordering. So I don't know. Everyone seems kind of conflicted. I think it looks pretty good. They sold me bit by bit, and I really like the changes coming to the game a lot. And I think these events, there's an event this weekend, and see, having these kind of like events, it kind of make and just fun events, like they have like Briggs versus tanks, stuff like that does make me feel a little bit more like D1. You know what I mean? And I think that's part of the element that I feel like has been lacking in Destiny, like just jumping into the game, and it's just fun. It's just really fun. There's like, you know, yeah, you have your hardcore elements like the raids, but there's also a casual fun element, PvP, you know, just having fun there. Like, I really need that kind of, you know, I just need that feeling back. And I've been dying, and I think a lot of people have been dying for that feeling for Destiny 2 for a long time. And it hasn't really delivered. But I think what they've presented in today's presentation is very promising. I think there's a lot of cool stuff in there, you know, with the new locations and, you know, the new mechanics, the weapons, whatever. But deeper than that is all the stuff kind of like that they're really kind of flipping on its head, you know, mechanically and stuff. The events, like I said, is a huge thing. The Armor 3.0, the fact that your armor can go past 100 now, like that's freaking nuts, dude. That is crazy. You know, and there's going to be like new, like energy goes up to 11, and there's new stat bonuses, and there's just so much coming to the game that I think is just going to make it so much better. So listen, I'm going to wrap this one up here. I got to finish a quick video for my Nintendo channel. I might make a video for this channel on everything we just seen as well. I would like, if possible, maybe, you know, just throwback kind of stream right of the 9, because that's out right now today. So we'll have to check that out. Leave it a like, subscribe for more. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and hopefully I will see you shortly. Again, if you're into Nintendo content, check it out. Drop a subscription on the Nintendo channel and here if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. I'll see you Starside. Okay, we're going to pre-order. All right.
Hey, you. What are you doing? Join the Skeleton Army. Do it today. Don't wait till tomorrow because
whoa!
the Earth is gonna fade. That's inevitable. The next second of your life's not even promised, so you better think about where you're going. And you might as well just join the Skeleton Army. Plus, we do kind of like you a little bit, so it'd be nice to see you around here. But if you don't want to, hey, your loss. See you later.